How long does the intro go?
I think it's done.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to JJTI Season 3, Episode 32. We didn't record for 12 minutes, and then my computer turned off for some reason. Jordan wasn't frozen. Don't worry about it. Jordan, how are you?
Let's talk about deja vu.
Yeah, I think a glitch in the Matrix just happened.
Yeah.
There's a black cat. You know what that means. Check the windows, see if they're bricks.
Deja vu.
That's a good movie.
The Matrix? Yeah, it's a very good movie.
I was talking to somebody, and she hasn't seen it. It's kind of shocking to me that you can be a fan of movies and not at least have tried to watch The Matrix, you know? I understand if it's not your cup of tea, but you gotta try.
Sure.
Like, I tried watching Halloween, and it was bad.
It's not terrible.
And
Wait,
I tried
the first one?
I tried watching, and I tried watching Batman 89, and it's bad. And I think that we can all agree on that, right? That's the one thing that we can all agree on.
On what?
That Batman 89 is a bad movie.
Batman 89?
Yeah.
Oh, no. Depends on who you ask.
What do you think Tim Burton thinks?
That it's a good movie. He wanted to do another one, so.
Did he?
Yeah, they kicked him off. Then they put the Schumacher guy in.
Yeah, they did. And they made, I think, the best of the four.
The one with Mr. Freeze?
Batman Forever. Nope. The one with Tommy Lee Jones.
That's the best one ever.
Not ever, of the four.
None of those are, there's only two Tim Burton ones.
Yeah, but those are all the same universe. Those four.
Yeah, well, one of them kind of messed it all up there. So they could sell toys.
Yeah, you know. Tim Burton tried to sell toys. And he got yelled at, so what do you want from him?
He got yelled at?
Yeah, they said stop making movies and they kicked him off. What are you doing, Cat?
Anyway, so are you including what we just talked about, or is that totally deleted?
It's gone.
It's gone.
Yeah.
Okay.
I tried to recover it, it didn't work.
Mystery podcast that has vanished from the face of the earth.
Do you think if I sent my hard drive to the FBI and said there was like Osama bin Laden something on there, they would recover the data for me?
They'd probably be like, that guy's already dead. And
then when they got the data off, they would just send it to me and not wonder why I lied about that.
I think you would be in some deep trouble. That's my stomach growling, by the way.
Yeah, is it?
Hear that?
I can hear my cat going fucking insane on the carpet.
I think it's trying to play with its own collar.
Yeah, she likes to grab her own butt. No, she's mesmerized by her tail. I think she's in her toddler phase.
How old's the cat?
Like 2.5. It doesn't make sense, but I think that's where she is because she hasn't figured out that she can like get close and sniff you without also biting you. Not hard.
She might have just got like dropped on her head or something.
That would explain a lot of her behavior. Because she's going fucking insane. Look at her go. We should just point the camera at her and stop talking.
Yeah, really.
This is amazing. Look at this.
I mean, you could probably get more views if you just filmed this cat and had a cat channel.
Yeah, probably.
People love cat videos.
Yeah, they do. Especially if it's 2011.
Right.
Which it is when we're recording this.
That's right.
Do you think people would be, do you think we would get more traction or less traction if people found out that we had recorded these all like 10 years ago and we're just now uploading them?
I don't know. That's an interesting thought because there's this YouTube channel where this guy, he's like mid-40s, early 50s or something now, but he found all these home videos he made from when he was a kid in the 80s.
Right.
And it's all just him filming stuff in like a record store with his friend.
Okay.
And his channel gets a lot of views.
Interesting.
But it's weird. He just found all these old tapes he made when he was like a teenager and he just put them on YouTube. And now he has like a massive following. It's kind of a fun channel though, because there's like, there's one where, because it's just like, there's one where it's like him And this is just in the 80s, so he just had his little like cool camera thing. He just filmed everything.
Yeah, because you had a camera, you're gonna film stuff.
Yeah, so there's like one where he goes to McDonald's and like they're filming in there, and then they make another video which is like nowadays where they get like his friend and him, like they get his friend's mom who took him there in the 80s to like bring him back to McDonald's to relive the moment. But it's like, it's funny. I mean, I liked it.
Yeah, that sounds kind of.
I like watching. Sorry to interrupt. I like watching. I don't like it when you do that. I'm sorry. I like watching like home videos that are like old.
There was a documentary. Speaking of old footage and then like going back and doing it as an adult, there was this documentary about these kids in the 80s who went and saw Raiders of the Lost Ark, and they decided they were gonna remake the movie.
That's awesome. As
like 12-year-olds. And of course you couldn't rent the movie back then. You just had to go see it in theaters. I mean, it was in theaters for like 3 years or whatever, as movies were back then. But one kid just went and saw it like 10 times and took notes.
And like they got the whole script
and
down.
They like word for word, and they just started reenacting it on like an old shitty camcorder. So they just don't know what they're doing. So they have this like the truck chase scene, and there's a kid hanging on a door just like with his legs sweeping under this moving truck. And they're just, whoever, the director, quote unquote, is like, let go. And the kid's just not letting go because he's afraid he's going to die. They almost burned their house down during the bar scene.
What's the, what is this called?
I don't remember. It was on, I watched it like 10 years ago. But the premise of the documentary is they never got to finish making it.
So they finish it as adults?
So, because they couldn't film they filmed everything except the plane scene.
Okay.
So the documentary is about, like, they show a bunch of the footage and stuff, and then they're like, we've started an Indiegogo or a Kickstarter or something. We've raised enough money to build a fake plane and rent, like, the air. And they come back, like, 25 years later. The main guy is like, he has to go back to the gym and start working out so he's not like
from when they were
old
12
and fat. You know what I mean?
So the video just goes from them being 12 to full grown.
Well, they filmed it over like 5 or 6 years. So even in the original
just constantly
run,
different ages.
They're just like getting older. And it's like they had to ask a girl in their class to be Marion because they were in high school. And the main kid who was playing Indiana Jones was super nervous about doing that shirtless kissing scene that they have on the submarine. But he's like, it's in the movie, we have to do it.
Is it called The Adaptation?
I don't think so. I think it was a play on Raiders of the Lost Ark. The documentary.
It says Raiders of the Lost Ark, The Adaptation with airplane scene.
That might be the actual movie that they made, but that's not the documentary. I don't think.
Fan film ever made. The American documentary film directed by Jeremy Kuhn and Tim Skousen. It's called Raiders, the story of the greatest fan film ever made.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like they
check this out.
There was something about how some film festival, the film they were going to play wasn't working. So they put this film on, this fan film, and they got like halfway through and everybody was super excited. And then they said, okay, guys, we got the movie working, and they got booed. And they made them put the fan film of Raiders back on. Like, they had no idea what they were doing. They were doing head casts, like molds.
Yeah.
But they didn't realize that you have to put Vaseline on your eyebrows. So one kid just ripped his eyebrows off. And they used the wrong type of plaster, because there's plaster that you can use on like your body where it doesn't get super hot, and then there's another type of plaster which you don't use on your body and it does get super hot, and they used the wrong one. And they had to call 911. From memory, it's a really good documentary.
I just want to find the trailer. Raiders, the adaptation. Okay, what was the name of this thing again? I just forgot.
I don't remember.
Oh, the story of the greatest film. Okay.
We should get a poster for that and hang it next to my Raiders poster.
Do they make them?
I'm sure somebody has. Photoshop can make anything.
I mean, you can get
days.
a poster of do they really exist?
The Caveman Part 2 or the Bigfoot Part 2.
We gotta find that.
I'm sure we can. Speaking of, what were we talking about?
I'm just looking at this trailer for the.
Jordan's
the
watching
remake.
a fan film of Raiders of the Lost Ark.
They're not 12 in that.
They were in high school though. They were young. They were children. And also the beginning of the movie, they might have shot out of order.
So did they actually find locations that look like the set?
I mean, to an extent.
Like when the boulder, like what's the boulder?
It was like a bunch of cardboard boxes.
Just painted.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's like what you would do if you were 14 and wanted to remake Raiders of the Lost Ark with no money.
Yeah.
Like they like when they do the bar scene and the room is on fire, they lit a room on fire. I mean, in the documentary they explained, they're like, yeah, we had, like there was an adult there who claimed to know what they were doing and they had fire extinguishers and stuff. But when they light that guy on fire, he was on fire and they couldn't put him out. He almost burned to death.
You can get this kind of like, I mean, you're supposed to coat yourself with that,
Yeah, with that gel stuff.
Yeah.
Which he probably did, but you're also supposed to you're supposed to smother the person. But they were like beating the person with
that sounds
blankets.
like there's they do that in Samurai Cop.
Greatest movie ever made.
Have you seen it?
No.
It is the greatest
I've
movie
seen
ever made.
the Red Letter Media interview with the Samurai Cop guy.
Oh, really? I don't think I've seen that.
It was before
Anyway,
Samurai Cop 2 came out.
They have one of their actors, he has to be on fire.
Yep.
And then rather than have professionals there, he just had the Samurai Cop actor and the other guy put the fire out on him. And like it wasn't, and it cuts to this other shot where the guy, it's like not even the same guy or something like that. And he's just like looking like, what the hell? Like, because they're like hitting him with it.
In that interview, the Samurai Cop guy, I forget his name. Who cares? Samurai Cop.
You'll look this up.
He said that he said that they weren't told that they were going to have to do that.
Yeah, they weren't.
So you can see him when he runs out and they're trying to put that guy out. He like looks up and is looking around.
Yeah, he's like terrified.
To look for the person who will actually put this person out. And I think they cut away. But he said that when they took the blanket off, the guy was still on fire.
Yeah. It's Matt Hannon, by the way.
Great guy. Still looks exactly the same.
Yeah, I have Samurai Cop and I have the sequel as well.
Should do commentaries on them.
They're both good. The second one has Tommy Wiseau in it.
Nice.
Did you not know that?
No.
He's the main villain.
That works.
And yeah, there's a scene in it where they're on an airplane.
Okay.
Fight breaks
How
out.
good's the airplane set look?
Looks good.
Okay. Looks like a real airplane?
Yeah, they actually had some money to do this. They just kept it stupid just because, you know.
Right, as you would.
Right. So they get in this big fight on an airplane, and then all the bad guys just walk to the back of the plane, and like that's the end of the scene. But I was like, wait a minute, like you're on a plane with these people. Like were they just hiding out in the back? Like because they were acting like the fight's done, the bad guys left, but they're on a tube 30,000 feet up in the air. Like they're not. They didn't show them jumping out of a door or anything. So they landed that plane.
Yep.
They all got off.
Yeah. Presumably went through boarding and stuff.
Right. It's fantastic.
I mean, it's sort of like that scene in Morbius where they're fighting in the subway, and then Morbius goes to walk away,
right?
And he goes around the corner to walk like along the tracks where you would get on the subway, and then there's this ominous music playing, and you hear what's his name, Milo, the fucking Doctor Who guy.
Yeah.
He's doing something. He's like doing that Warriors taunt. Morbius, come out to play. And then Morbius is like, who is that? He's like, you were fighting him 5 seconds ago.
This was his best friend too.
Yeah.
From 5 seconds ago.
Like, what the fuck is happening?
Best friend to mortal enemy number 1.
Yep. I would imagine Morbius
In
is
10
the
minutes,
movie
I think.
that Samurai Cop director would have made if he had been given a $200 billion budget.
Well, the Samurai Cop guy, he's not an American.
Nope.
So the reason why, like,
I think his name's Amir.
yeah, they're all the weird jokes in there that aren't really funny, but you laugh at them because it's just like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Like, according to the Matt Hannon dude, Samurai Cop, he was like saying that this guy just thought that this was like what American humor was.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he didn't understand it,
Right.
but he was trying to write jokes.
Yeah, and he nailed it.
Based on like, yeah, like, have you seen the horny
the nurse?
horny
Yeah.
nurse? Yeah. So they couldn't find her to come back for the movie, I guess, and they couldn't find his love interest.
That's a shame.
So she's not in the sequel. They couldn't find her anywhere, but they got everybody else to come back. And the one main Asian, they just call them the Asian gangs.
Right.
Yeah, with the one main Asian gang guy, he's like, they got him to come back, or they called him, and he was like, no. And
Why wouldn't you?
And his family was like, you have to do that.
Yeah.
And the Samurai Cop guy like personally called him and was like, look, if I'm doing this, you're doing this.
Yeah, it's like, why wouldn't you?
Yeah. So everyone was like, all right, let's just do it.
Yeah, like, it's fun.
Yeah. And Tommy Wiseau in it is like the weirdest fucking thing ever.
No.
There's like a
You
scene
don't
where he's
say.
like saying something, but it's like worse than The Room, where it's like you cannot understand what he's saying at all. And he's supposed to be like the leader of some Asian gang, I think.
Yeah. It all tracks.
Yeah. I don't know. I'd have to rewatch it.
We should do commentaries.
Yeah, on both of them.
Yeah, back to back.
I'm down. I'll bring it next time I come.
Let's do it. Speaking of commentaries, I think I have a pretty definitive plan for doing commentaries this year for October. We're going to try and do 5 for 5 different movies. My thought process is classic cheesy horror movies, Halloween, Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street. that era of movies, you know. I have somebody who will already do it, Jordan, so you don't have to. Because I know you don't want to.
I've already seen all those movies.
You said that you wouldn't do them for movies you hadn't seen. So you have seen them, therefore you will do it, right?
No, it's just those aren't movies that are like funny.
Well, you have to make it funny.
You can't make something that's not funny.
Yeah, you can.
If it's not funny to me and I'm not feeling it, what's the point?
Because you can be like, oh, wow, that was fucking stupid. Anyway, let's talk about this.
Talk about what?
Just whatever. Remember Die Hard? When we were talking about, oh, let's just fly to LA. That was half the commentary, was us talking about how we were going to fucking fly to LA.
Right, for just a day.
Yeah.
Were we actually, that was with Ashley, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
Do you want me to send you the commentary?
I feel like the TV was over there at one point.
It was.
Okay.
These were swapped.
All right.
Yeah.
Because I remember not facing this wall when we watched that.
No, the TV was there when we watched it.
Okay.
We were just mainly talking, so you didn't really look at the TV. Yeah. But I already have somebody to do it, so you don't have to do it, but you can. You are invited if you would like to be on one of those.
Well, it's funnier if you get more than just 2 people.
Exactly. So if you would like to be on it, you can be on it. So it'll be
Is
even
this guy
funnier.
funny?
It's a lady. It's a lady.
Would she make me laugh?
I don't know. She's all right. She laughs at a lot of the stuff I say.
No.
I don't know what that means.
Who knows?
Yeah. She's from Alabama.
How cool does she have an accent?
Yeah.
Nice. That's awesome.
We actually went to high school for 1 year together 10 years ago at the beginning of high school. And then she moved back to Alabama. And then randomly she like popped up on Instagram. I didn't recognize her because it's been 10 years.
Yeah, I don't recognize anyone from high school.
And I was just like, who are you? Why are you on my recommended thing? And she was like, do you not know who I am? I didn't. But she said I was cool in high school, so there's that.
All right.
Got him. I'm relatively confident that we'll be able to do gameplay again this year. We're going to be playing Until Dawn, I think, which is like a choose your own adventure horror game on the PlayStation.
Yeah, I think I've seen that before.
I think that that'll be pretty fun. I have somebody in mind to do that, but you are also invited to that if you would like to come. I know your stance on playing video games. You won't play a video game unless it's an N64 game that you played as a child.
We'll see. Who knows?
I don't know when we're going to do it. We're aiming for this weekend sometime, but I'm not sure when. Might not even do it this weekend. It might get pushed until next week. But I think the schedule for that is, so let's see. The podcast comes out on Monday. Clip comes out on Wednesday, which that reminds me I need to edit more clips tonight or this weekend. I think
cat is eyeballing that camera like it wants to take it down.
Jonesy, don't do that. Jonesy.
What if she just leaped up and ripped that off? And
I would
shattered.
Be incredibly pissed.
Would she be going back to the shelter?
No, I wouldn't do that. That's not fair. Bino already knocked that camera over.
Did you break it?
No, he broke the cord that went into it though. Fucker. She's just staring at the TV, huh?
Was she looking at me?
I think so.
Hi, kitty.
Move your hand.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah. She knew.
Yeah.
She's trained. She's a trained actress.
All right, what were you saying?
I don't remember.
Backtrack it.
We should do that N64 thing though. Oh, I was talking about the schedule. So podcast comes out on Monday, clip comes out on Wednesday. Should gaming video come out on Friday?
I don't know. I don't care.
And then when should the commentary come out? Because I'm going to do like release the full commentary onto Patreon, edited down like 15-minute video on the YouTube channel. What schedule works best for everybody? Leave a comment below.
I thought you weren't going to have it be a set thing.
No, for the release, not for the record.
Oh.
Because I want to release I guess I want to release the gaming videos every Tuesday because Halloween's on a Tuesday. So Monday will be podcast, Tuesday will be gameplay, Wednesday will be clip, Friday will be shortened movie commentary. I cannot wait to completely forget that schedule immediately.
Well, you got it on recording unless this gets deleted again.
Well, we can make that happen. We can arrange that. Like that guy who killed that lady in Oppenheimer, even though you didn't see that.
I never saw any black glove choking somebody in a bathtub. I saw her taking a bunch of pills, right?
It's interesting to me that so many people miss that. Because it's like 3 seconds of a man holding a woman's head underwater. You know? I feel like that would be pretty obvious to most people.
Well, didn't she take a bunch of pills?
Yeah, but the implication was that we didn't know what happened. She might have taken a bunch of pills. She might have drowned herself. She might have been killed. That was, I believe, the implication.
Because of the implication.
Sounds like you're going to hurt these women. You're not in any danger. So they are in danger. No! It's a good episode.
It is.
What's the one where they become crab people? That's the economy crashes.
Yeah.
New homeless people.
Yeah. We're crab people now.
Is it the one where Frank tries to hang himself at the beginning?
I think so.
Where they walk in and he's just hanging there and Dee's sitting there reading a magazine. And he's like, what's going on here? And Frank's like, don't stop me. His neck's too thick.
You haven't seen that episode in a while.
It's a good episode. You know what else is good? Kind of. New Futurama.
Never really got into that show.
It's a good show.
Yeah.
There's do you want me to tell you a list of really funny jokes that you're not going to laugh at because I'm going to tell them poorly?
Probably.
There's a bit.
I don't want to, but
there's a bit where
anyway.
I'll just say the one, or maybe two. There's a bit with Bender gets arrested and he goes to jail and he's going to get killed, the death penalty, and he's walking to the chair or whatever it is in the show. And there's one, you know how they in movies they make him walk by all the prison cells of the people who are going to die.
Man walking.
One of the robots says, "Tell the robot devil I'm coming for him." And then Bender keeps walking, and the next cell over is the robot devil. And Bender says, "Hey, that guy said," and the devil goes, "I heard."
Yeah, it's funny.
They go to robot hell. Bender gets sent to robot hell. Leela and Fry go to save him. And
who's the voice of Bender? Is it
John DiMaggio? It's the dog from Adventure Time.
The dog.
Jake the dog and Finn the human.
John to what?
John DiMaggio, I think. It's not Joe DiMaggio. I think it's John DiMaggio. But they go down to hell to save Bender's soul. And they challenge the devil to a fiddle playing contest, as you do. And the devil says, okay, if you win, you get Bender's soul. And Leela says, what happens if we lose? He says, you only get this smaller silver fiddle, and I guess I'll kill one of you. And then Leela hits him on the head with the golden thing. It's pretty funny. It's a funny show. What are you doing there?
My phone had a hair on it.
Getting that pube off there?
I don't know what that was. No, it's not. I've seen Futurama. It's not like... I
guess you're not I'm not a big Simpsons fan, so you're not, like, already in that...
They're not, like, there's stuff that, like, it's funny, but it doesn't really, like, make me laugh, if that makes any sense.
Futurama, there are some parts of Futurama that have me on the ground laughing. Like, I have to pause the episode because I'm missing it so much.
It's gonna be something, like, weird. Like
it's pretty weird.
I don't know. From what I've seen,
Worms McKenzie.
I mean, some of it's...
Slugs McKenzie.
Some of it's funny, I guess. I haven't really watched much of it.
You should watch it.
But that's like stuff like Rick and Morty's really what like.
I think Futurama, like, you know how you said Seinfeld one time? You said Seinfeld is like the grandfather of Always Sunny.
Yeah.
Like that show led to Always Sunny.
Or
sort of.
They're
like
all
shows
they're
like
in
that.
The same kind of like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say Futurama is sort of like that with Rick and Morty.
Is it?
Yeah, where it's crazy and ridiculous, but it's not that crazy and ridiculous. Sort of like how Seinfeld, they're all horrible people, but they're real horrible people for the most part.
Yeah.
Whereas Always Sunny, they're just like lunatics.
Like homicidal.
Yeah. Psychopaths. Stuff like that. Man, it feels like we've been recording for about 12 minutes longer than we have.
Oh,
that's
weird. I wonder
why. Yeah, the new season of Futurama is okay. It's good enough that I'm still watching it. And it's good enough that I will watch season 2 when it comes out. Which is kind of surprising, seeing as it's the 4th time it's been brought back and it hasn't been on the air in 10 years. But they still got
Futurama.
Yeah. This is the 4th time it's been brought back from cancellation.
It's pretty popular.
It's a good show.
Yeah.
Funny.
I do like Bender.
Bite my
Bender
shiny
does
little
kind of
ass.
like crack me up.
Yeah. It's great.
Kind of sounds like Newman from Seinfeld too, a little bit.
Yeah, I can see that. How do you feel about Zoidberg?
Which one's that?
The crab.
Oh. Yeah, I don't know.
Zoidberg. Oop, I'm trying to call somebody.
And there's the old guy.
Professor Farnsworth.
Cyclops woman.
That's actually Fry's great nephew or whatever.
Isn't that like his love interest?
The Cyclops?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, she's not related to him. The old man is.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I knew
that. And then
the mutant.
Yes, although she thinks she's an alien in the beginning of the show. And then Fry, they also go back in time, and Fry sleeps with his own grandma.
Wow.
His reasoning
what kind
is...
of a sick show are you trying to get
Well,
me to watch?
he finds his grandfather, and he's trying to protect him, because he's in the army. So he's trying to keep him from dying, but he keeps accidentally, like, he freaks out over something and knocks a knife right between his legs, and it, stabs in between. Stuff like that. And then he finds out that his grandfather's gay.
So he has to create
well, what
himself.
happens is his grandfather's sitting there and he's like, do you ever feel like you go out with girls just because you're supposed to? And Fry goes, don't ever say or think that ever again.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
And then he drives him out into a house in the middle of nowhere, and he's like, you stay here, and he locks the door on the way out, and he drives away, and then a nuke goes off because it's a nuclear testing site. So then he freaks out, And then he realizes that he hasn't Back to the Future disappeared yet. So he's like, oh, I guess she's not my grandmother. So he sleeps with her because he thinks that she's hot. And then he wakes up and the professor's sitting there and he's like, what did you do? He's like, I figured it all out. He's like, of course she's your grandmother, idiot. Look at her. And it pans over and she's knitting with those old lady glasses on. And Fry screams and freaks out. And I think the professor's like, screw the timeline. We're getting this thing and we're getting out of here. They keep, it's like the Roswell crash.
Yeah.
Is what it is. And they think Zoidberg's the alien. So they're trying to do experiments on him and stuff. And he keeps talking to them and being funny and weird. Like they're doing an autopsy on him and they have his chest open, but he's still awake and stuff. And they pull out his stomach contents and they pull out a deviled egg and they put it on the tray and then he eats it. And they go the same deviled egg and they pull it out and put it back on the tray. And then that's one of the bits that they keep cutting back to. And at the very end, they're cutting something with a hacksaw. And he goes, no, don't do that. I need that to talk. And then they both look at each other. They're wearing those hazmat suits. And you just hear him start cutting faster. It's a funny show.
Yeah. Futurama.
You should watch it.
I don't know what I'm watching right now.
You should watch Harley Quinn.
I don't think I have any way to watch that.
You don't have HBO?
No. I just have Hulu and Netflix.
Well, you can watch Futurama on Hulu.
Yeah, but there's some other shows I was going to check out. Actually, I was thinking about getting rid of Hulu, but then I was like, nah, whatever. Not that much.
Yeah, it's like what?
I think it's like $8.99 a month.
With ads or without?
With ads.
Yeah. It's like $12.99, $15, something without ads.
But the ads don't really bother me.
They bother me a lot.
It's the same as TV.
I hate TV. I've always hated TV.
It's really like kind of surprised it's still a thing now. Like
not for much longer.
Yeah.
All the people who grew up with TV are dying.
Yeah, no younger person is going to like get
no
cable TV or whatever.
No, that's fucking stupid. Nobody is gonna buy a fucking landline connection. Nobody's gonna pay for that these days.
I wonder how the news will be.
Well, it's just Facebook memes, right? That's how we get all of our information. That's how I get all of my information.
Well, the only thing I can think of is why you would like the news, like local news and
but that's free.
News. Yeah, but
that's
it's
not cable.
You don't really right. So you can still get that on your TV.
Yeah, you just need to buy an antenna.
Yeah,
that's this stupid fucking people are so dumb these days. There's all this stuff where there's these ads on Facebook and Instagram. I'm sure since I'm talking about this and everything's recording me at all times, I'm going to get an ad for this immediately. But it's like, life hack, how to get free TV. Just a fucking TV antenna.
No, life hack.
So you can get fucking PBS and shit.
Yeah, and like, soap operas.
What are you yeah. It's not a life hack. That's just how TV works. It's one of those rinky-dinky ones you just plug into the back of your TV. It's not like a full aerial. Stupid. People are dumb. Makes me feel better about myself.
Do you ever watch the news or do you just
No. I don't.
Never?
No.
You don't read a paper or anything?
No, I mean, I'll look if I see something on Facebook that looks interesting to me, I will investigate further on a non-biased source.
Oh, you don't get all your news from Facebook?
No, I might get it depends on how important it is. If it's like fucking this dog ate 26 biscuits breaking the world record, I don't really need to verify that, you know?
Oh, I do.
But if it's like President Obama no-scoped Donald Trump, you know? It's like, I should no-scoped.
No-scoped?
It's where you use a sniper rifle, but you don't use the scope.
Yeah, I know.
Do you?
Yeah.
You sounded very surprised when I said it.
Well, it's a weird thing to say.
No, it's not.
You mean he was like playing...
No, in real life.
In real life?
Yeah, just like Obama no-scoped Osama bin Laden. Obama no-scoped Osama bin Laden?
No, he didn't.
Yeah, he did.
I don't believe that.
He was there.
It's like you're so... Yeah, they flew the president. Yeah.
They did a super secret mission breaking into one of the most dangerous parts of the world.
It's sort of like when they send a president overseas for Thanksgiving or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it happened to Harrison Ford, right?
Oh, the hijacking?
Yeah, what happened there? What was going on there?
I don't remember what their plan
He was... Because the beginning of that movie... Let's talk about Air Force One for a little bit. The beginning of that movie, that's an underrated movie, I think.
I like that movie.
As in, I don't think I've ever met a single person who's ever heard of that movie other than you and my parents. I think it's pretty good. I mean, other than that horrible CGI plane flip at the end where it hits the water. So let's go through the plot. How much do you remember of Air Force One? So at the beginning, those dudes parachute in and they kill that guy.
I don't remember.
And I think it's something to do with Russia. Because Harrison Ford is in Russia and he says something in Russian. Don't remember. And then he says something along the lines of this thing happened and it's bad for Russia, so we're going to help you. Like, we're friends. You know, unlike real life.
All I remember from that is...
Get off my plane.
Them jumping out with parachutes.
Yeah.
At the end.
Well, no, they go across that wire.
They don't jump off with parachutes?
No.
What?
There's a plane flying right next to them with a wire.
No.
And then they zip line across the wire. I'm pretty sure.
That sounds safe.
Well, yeah, they had to do it for real. Because it was like 1989 or 1992 or whatever.
I think it's like 91.
So and then everybody's pissed because they're like, why'd you say that? Now we have to actually commit resources to that. And he's like, well, we probably should be doing that because we're the good guys or whatever. And then
1997.
That's way later than I thought. They should have made an Indiana Jones movie around then, huh?
Gary Oldman in it?
Yeah, he plays the main terrorist, doesn't he?
Yeah.
And they're German or something?
They're German in the other one. Die Hard.
What are they? Are they Russian?
After making a speech in Moscow vowing to never negotiate with terrorists.
Yep.
President James Marshall, Harrison Ford.
It's a badass name.
Boards Air Force One with his family.
Yep.
And advisors. When a group of terrorists led by Ivan, so they're Korshunov. Ivan Korshunov. Gary Oldman. So yeah, so they're Russians.
You're assuming that they could have been born somewhere else.
He's in Russia where they got hijacked.
They could have traveled.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to rewatch this movie.
And then there's that cool scene where they land. Or no, they're taking off. They kill the pilot. And they have the guy, the terrorist, flying the plane. And they're trying to take off before they hit the building or something. And they just barely make it. Maybe they land.
I haven't seen this movie since I was like 12.
And then Harrison Ford they're trying to get Harrison Ford to the escape pod. And then you think that he's in the escape pod. And then the vice president's like, we gotta go find that escape pod. And then they've tracked down the escape pod and he's not in it. And then it cuts to him climbing out from underneath or on top of where the escape pod was. And he drops down and then he starts fucking die-harding them.
Oh, yeah.
Because he's like an ex-Marine or something?
Yeah.
Yeah. And
ex-military.
Then they are running out of fuel and they've killed most of them, I think. And they send another plane.
Yeah, to refill it.
To fly right next to it.
This is gonna be super boring to anybody who's listening.
No, you can fucking go watch this movie. It's badass. And then Harrison Ford grabs the guy and says, "Get off my plane," and he throws him out the window or whatever. Great line. Should have said, "Get off my train" in Indiana Jones 5. Didn't. Missed an opportunity. That movie would be a million times better if he had just said, "Get off my train."
Well, he was aware that it wasn't his train, though. And then that guy gets
They
hit
go
in the
back in
head.
time in that movie.
I didn't like
the guy
that
does a
movie.
full 360 flip
He would be dead.
after getting hit in the head by a metal pipe hanging off the side of a train going 90 miles an hour.
Unless he went back in time and stopped
Maybe
himself.
the whole
from-
movie's just in his head as he's dying. It's one of those last memory, like, you know how they say your whole life goes, like, you have like a whole last adventure when you're about to die or whatever. That was his. Like, it's his last neurons firing, or his imagination of going back in time and killing Hitler. But then he's dying, so he
was that even
fails.
his plan? I thought he was
just
gonna
go back in time and kill Hitler and take over.
Then take over.
Yeah. Just like most Nazi time travel plots revolve around, is that most Nazis think that Hitler was an idiot. Fair enough. And in order for Hitler to win, they need to take him out of the picture. That's what happened in Justice League, the cartoon. Made for children. They go back and Vandal Savage tries to kill Hitler. What were we talking about?
We were talking about Air Force One and Indiana Jones.
There's a scene in Air Force One where they first they're flying the plane and they send a guy, like, they just throw a guy out the back with a rope and he has to like catch the wing of the other plane or something and climb to the door. I forget how they did it, but they just paid that stuntman $1 million because it's a real guy.
A decent stack of money.
I would do that for $1 million.
You would die.
I would not die. I would survive.
You're gonna jump off an airplane onto another airplane's wing and crawl through a door.
Sure.
No safety harness.
There was a safety harness. He was connected. He had a parachute just in case.
Yeah, I'd do that.
Yeah, why not? $1 million. And I got to fucking dive from one plane to another plane. It's crazy. Your Mission Impossible isn't doing that well at the box office.
I've never been a fan of that. So.
Do you want to know how my brain works and why I just said that?
Because he's hanging off of a plane in that as well.
No. That actually didn't even cross my mind. We were talking about stuntman doing that thing for $1 million, and that made me think of the scene in GoldenEye when he drives the motorcycle off after the plane at the very beginning.
What the frig? What are you talking? You just said the new whatever movie.
Yep. The motorcycle goes off the edge of the cliff.
In a completely different movie.
And Die Hard.
Oh my god. How many of these movies?
A stroke in GoldenEye. And that made me think of when Tom Cruise said that in this new Mission Impossible movie, they did the biggest stunt of all time, and it was him driving a motorcycle off the cliff, which is why I was thinking of GoldenEye, right? So you're seeing where the dots are connecting here. And then from there, it made me remember that I saw that Mission Impossible 7 wasn't doing very well at the box office. It all makes sense.
Sure.
When you see the dots. It's just that the dots are kind of floating around in my head. My brain likes to jump around.
Yeah, your little glia.
A little frazzled. Been playing a lot of Minecraft lately. Talking about video games earlier. It's a good game. You should play it.
I'm not going to play Minecraft.
Why? It's fun.
I don't play video games.
I know. It's frustrating.
How's that frustrating?
I want more friends who play video games.
I would if you whipped out your console and were like, do you want to play a game?
You don't want to stay after this.
No, I want to go home.
See?
I'm talking, you've never once...
I invite you over all the time.
The only game we ever played was the Mario Party.
Yeah, it's like one of the only games I have.
So
we played Red Dead. You watched me get killed by all those KKK people.
Red Dead.
You played for a little bit.
Did I? I don't think so. I'm pretty sure you just played the entire time.
No, you were playing for a little bit.
Get like GTA or something.
I have GTA on my PC.
On this thing.
No, I'm not paying. I'm not buying GTA again. I already have it.
How's that even work with the keypad?
WASD. W is forward, S is back, you know? Shoot with your mouse.
The mouse is the gun?
Yeah.
So is that moves you around? Yeah, that's your
move.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be a weird setup for GTA.
It's not.
For me, it would be weird.
I can't use a controller. The only thing I can use a controller for is Mario games.
Because you're not actually moving your guy around?
Yeah, like I can't. I tried playing Minecraft with a controller and I can't do it. I just can't do it. It doesn't compute.
Well, it's a different kind of game, though.
When I play Spider-Man, I have to look down at the buttons. Even though I've beaten the game like 4 times, I still have to look down at the buttons. Some of it's muscle memory, but I can't do quick time events, which is gonna make it really funny when we play Until Dawn, a horror game that's filled with quick time events.
I think I've seen that game before.
It's the one where they use all those actors.
Is it the one with the Wendigo or whatever? Yeah, okay. I've already seen that whole gameplay.
Yeah, but it changes every time. You know?
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
That's the joy of it. I think the goal should be to get that girl in her underwear. I've seen it be done. I know it can be done. That's the goal of the game. I think that you specifically should start thinking about, I'm giving you homework. Are you ready? Are you going to remember this?
Yeah, shoot. Probably not.
We should think of Halloween spooky series to talk about for Halloween time. And we should try
talking about like TV show?
You know how Friday the 13th, there's like 10 movies. Yeah. Halloween, there's a bunch of movies. Nightmare on Elm Street. Yeah, like series of movies that are spooky. I think that we should rank them or talk about them and figure out which one's the best series overall.
For just like slasher?
Yeah,
movies?
like just spooky movie. We can throw Alien in there because the first one's kind of spooky. Terminator.
Terminator's not spooky.
The first one's a little spooky.
It's not?
Yeah, it is.
Ow.
It's basically the same movie as Halloween. It's just a robot instead of a dude.
Yeah, but he doesn't. Michael Myers kills like everyone though.
So is the Terminator.
Not unless you get in his way, he will.
Yeah, because Sarah Connor's mom definitely got in his way.
Yeah. Sarah Connor.
I mean, Michael Myers didn't kill that kid who bumped into him on Halloween in the remake.
Well, he doesn't kill kids, though.
Oh, wow. That's weird.
Well, he kills teenagers.
You just said that he killed everybody in his path.
Not little kids, though.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Terminator does.
I don't think he does, anyway. Oh, because there's a scene where you think he's in the one that we watched where there's like a crying baby. And he like walks into that room. And you think he's going to stab the baby, but he doesn't.
I would have stabbed the baby if I were a homicidal maniac serial killer guy. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not, if they can't fight back, it's not a thrill. You know what I mean?
Could be.
I still think those movies are dumb and bad.
Yeah. Not for everyone.
No, it's not. Not for me. And I am everyone.
And on that note,
I just want to say Elon Musk is a dickhead. I want to bring that back up. Fucking hate him. Piece of shit. Taking space extremes off YouTube. Like and subscribe. Do all that jazz. Do you think my mouse is going to work?
Probably not.
So that I can play the outro music here. I made a trailer for the channel.
Yeah, why am I the only one in that?
What are you talking about? I'm in it.
Maybe I gotta watch it again then.
I'm.
It was me talking about fucking porn sites.
Yeah.
Thanks for putting that on the internet.
I mean, it's very accurate to what the show is, right?
At one point, this show got pretty dirty. And then our beloved Ashley left us. And now it's not as funny.
I don't know. You complaining about me putting you talking about porn on the internet is pretty good.
Well, that's the thing why podcasts are the worst thing for me, because like now you have me being recorded saying stuff like this, and then you're just gonna continue to bring that up to like the top fucking playlist there. Like I would never tell my mom about this.
Why?
She would not like this.
Yeah, I don't care.
Oh, I don't give a shit.
But my parents know about this.
Yeah, do they watch it?
No. Why would they?
Yeah, exactly.
It's fucking trash. Why would anybody watch this? Anyway, like and subscribe, do all that bullshit.
Share
the trailer with your friends.
And then this just surfaces like later.
We got a comment from somebody who said, "I don't listen to podcasts. Why did this pop up on my feed? And why do I want to watch it?"